talking more does not make you a better communicator. In fact, sometimes the more you talk, the less effective you are as a communicator. Welcome to another episode of Journey to Mastery. I am your host, LZ, and I want to talk about clarity changes every conversation. Here's what I mean. A lot of times people think that talking more makes them better communicators. I can tell you, beyond the shadow of a doubt, that talking more does not make you a better communicator. In fact, sometimes the more you talk, the less effective you are as a communicator. And this is important because, right, as faith-driven entrepreneurs, our message needs to be tight, it needs to be clear, it needs to be impactful. Our words carry weight. And I don't know if you're anything like me, but the last thing I want is for my words to cause somebody to stumble or to cause somebody to not get where they're supposed to be or not be effective. And so I am very, very, very aware and intentional about my communication and the words that I use. One thing that I've learned over the years is that a lot of times the reason why people aren't effective in their communication is because they're not clear internally about what they want to communicate, who they want to communicate to, and more importantly, why they want to communicate the message. I'll give you an example. You are leading a team on a project, and for whatever reason, you have a team member that's struggling to keep up. And your intention is to make sure that the project is complete, on time, and under budget, and that the team is working cohesively and together as a team. Your intention does not always come across, number one, if the person that you are communicating to does not feel like you care about them. It doesn't matter what you say. They're not going to receive it. So the first part of communication is actually caring. So if you don't care, people feel that and they automatically do not receive whatever it is that you're saying. Because when people know that you care, then and only then do they care about what you're saying. So that's the first thing, is caring about your people. Because when you care about your people know that, they sense that, and they're at least receptive to whatever it is that you're trying to communicate to them. The second thing is really being intentional about what the actual outcome is and getting out of your own way. So in other words, not being offended that they're slacking or not taking it personally as the leader, that it's personal against you, that they're not doing whatever it is that you feel that they're not doing. So removing yourself out of the equation, caring about the person, like for real and not just for pretend. And then what is it that you want to actually communicate? Do you want to communicate that they're not doing their part? Do you want to communicate that the team feels let down? Do you want to communicate that, hey, if you don't get this part of the project done, then the project won't be done as efficiently and as effectively as it can? So what is the message that you really want to communicate outside of the outcome transactionally, right? And I think doing that helps people get on board because you're on the same page, and you remove the emotion out of it. You remove the feelings, so to speak, without making it feel transactional. So you make it not about you, not about them, but about the outcome and about the team in a way that presents you as a leader that cares. And I can guarantee you that when people view you as a leader that cares, they will run through a brick wall for you. The other thing that I think is important is that you always, always, always tell the truth. You do no one any favors by lying, by not being honest and upfront with people. In fact, Ephesians 4:15 teaches us that we should tell the truth, but we should do it in love. Now, don't forget the second part. Tell the truth in love, in the right time and in the right space. Not every situation and time is the right time and place to, quote unquote, tell the truth. You have to know your people. Some people prefer you pull them aside. Some people, you can tell them the truth in front of everybody in every situation. You have to know your people. So that's important. Tell the truth in love, know your people, know how they respond to being corrected, and do that consistently, right? Across the board. So not doing it for some people, but not all. And again, being consistent and equitable in the distribution of your truth telling. One other thing that I found that is helpful is understanding how people perceive you. Now, there can be a dissonance or a disconnect between how you think that you're presenting yourself and how people perceive you. Your job as a leader is to understand, is there dissonance there? And if so, why it's there? I'll give you an example. If your goal or your intention is to present yourself as a leader that cares, but for whatever reason, through you getting feedback from your team, they say it seems like you don't care. Your job now is to figure out, why is there a disconnect? If my intention and I feel my actions are moving toward caring leadership, but my people, my team aren't receiving it that way, why? And then asking those questions again without making it personal and figuring out and understanding, why is there a disconnect and how do we close the gap between what I intend to be received and what's being received? Because again, and it's nobody's fault. People perceive things differently, and really understanding what that difference is and closing that gap. Okay, so 3 ways that you can become a better communicator. Number 1, get clear of your intention. Before you've had any conversation, I want you to ask yourself, what do I want to communicate and why? I want you to understand, who are you communicating to? How do they prefer to be communicated to, and in what spaces and in what format? Okay. Number 2, speak the truth in love. People respond to people that they feel like see them, understand them, and that care about them. If you don't have those 3 things, it does not matter. Your truth is not going to land. You're not going to have a very productive conversation. It's going to turn into something that is the opposite of effective communication. And number 3, study how you are perceived. Understand that dissonance, if there is a dissonance, and understand why that exists. Close that gap consistently. So every time you're communicating, making sure that you understand those 3 things, I think will help you become a better communicator. If you like this content from this perspective of a Christian business owner, then I invite you to join the Journey Feed. It's where we talk about strategy, but we talk about how to become the best Christian business owner you can become in a way that does not take a bunch of your time. It's a 5 minutes read per week. The goal is to just grow profitable authority God's way. Okay. So listen, if you know any other Christian business owners that will get benefit from this podcast, send it their way, and I will talk with you next time.
Oh yeah, oh yeah, can I get a oh yeah, can I get a